Okay, stopped for some food, but I'm back. Okay, so we have the sword sound, which I put into the folder of the game, and it's this simple now. If we go into timer, we look at where he attacks. Well, it should be in timer, but 5 is swing. So for action equals 5, where's that part? Here we go, swinging his sword. Instead of that beep, which is what we've been hearing, we're going to just do this, SFX. This is our function, and we have to have the name of the file, which was sword.wave, I think. Yes, sword.wave, comma 1. Now, the 1, we're going to pass it either a 0 or a 1. They both function very differently in one important way. If you have a 1, it is going to tell a separate thread to begin playing this sound, but it will continue running the code. So if this were a 3-second long sound effect, it's going to continue running all the code as that sound effect is playing, as if it's happening independent of the game. It won't stop anything. If we filled this in with a 0, and this was a 3-second sound effect, the game would actually freeze, play this sound effect, and then continue on. It's like using a message box. If you use a message box, everything freezes and waits for you to hit OK. It's kind of like that. The 0 will freeze everything until the sound effect is finished playing. So, it's sometimes in certain applications you want that kind of a thing, but in this application, we want the sound effect simply to play. Now, because you cannot overlap sounds using this method, if we're playing the sound effect and you hit the slash the sword again and this is not finished playing, it cuts out and starts up again. Some of the old games, like, I don't know if Warcraft 2 did this, but Warcraft 1, since we have an old-fashioned game theme, I guess, if you clicked on one of the buildings and you heard the sound effect playing that represented, like, the lumber yard or something, I don't know, was there a lumber yard? There might not have been a lumber yard in Warcraft 1, so anyways, if you clicked it again, it would cut the sound that was already playing off immediately and just start playing the new one. So I'm going to try running this, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I'm going to put the microphone by the speakers. Wait. Huh, I got to say call. Okay, sorry about that. Call sound effect. The name of the file, and 1. Well, I'm not hearing it. So I've got something set wrong. But what? Call sound effect sword. This 1. You know what? I'm going to take this and just put it here. Okay, I heard something. So it's working. It's just for some reason I'm not getting it. I'm not getting this to happen. Oh, wait a minute. If sound effect, I don't want it here. I want to take this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to get rid of this whole line because we don't actually need it. That was for debugging purposes, and I'm going to put it here. Actually, it's too far. Where do I want to put it? I'm going to put that line back that we had, but I'm going to move it up here. If ANI equals 1, then call sound effect sword. And I'm going to get rid of this one because it was playing the sound. Sorry, I didn't put the microphone by the speakers. It was playing the sound, but the sound wasn't happening until he was already done swinging. I want the sound effect to happen preferably while he's swinging. So let me try this again. I think that's about what we want, and hopefully you guys could hear that. It's very loud from this end. But let's see. I'm gonna save. Oh, here we go. When I save, I haven't saved it in a while. The reason why it's asking me to save something new is because the module that we added for the sound, that file has to be put somewhere. So I'm just going to say save. So now if I go back to that folder, we have a new file called module 1. And it's just part of the project. That is the file that you would take with you somewhere else, put it into another project, and it would add the ability to play sound into your new project. What you'd have to do, once you imported that module, is you would just type this whenever you wanted to play a sound. So for those of you who went through Pac-Man and are now going through this, if I either did not go back and do a Pac-Man Revisited to add sound, or if I did but you just didn't notice it, you could take this module, put it into your Pac-Man project, and then use this line here to add sound to Pac-Man. So there's that. Do I have any other interesting sounds that I've grabbed? I had one for like landing. I'll do it. I'm gonna say splat. I'm gonna rename this land. It sounds like this. It's just for the sake of adding sounds in. So I'm gonna say land dot wave. For us, when we are falling, which is action equaling 3. There is colliding with the ground, which is this one right here. So I'm going to say call sfx land.wave, comma 1. So when he lands, he should make a sound when he hits the ground. Okay, so there's not really much of a reason to have the sound. It doesn't sound very good, but it's just trying to get you guys into the mindset of adding sounds to different things as they happen, and that's how you do it. It's as simple as just adding a line of code. So, what's next? We have attacking, we have walking, we have jumping. It's still a little bit buggy, but we'll polish everything later. I mean, we polished Pac-Man after it had been going for a while. Landing inside of a wall. Alright, there's definitely something that goes wrong with the collision detection, and I think it's because we're falling into the wall at an angle. I almost guarantee that that's the problem. There we go. So we're falling into it at an angle. We'll have to come back to that. It just means that we need an extra line of code. Actually, we need two extra lines of code probably. One to check for collision on the bottom right, downward right angle, and one on the bottom left, depending on what direction you're falling, to stop you from kind of going in on an angle into a tile. So that's no big deal. We can change that. Let's do... Well, being injured, we could do that, but there's nothing to hurt us yet. So let's do firing the laser. Or laser sword. That seems like it'd be kind of neat to do. I know I still have to do us dying, but I don't have an animation for our guy dying yet. I never ended up adding one of those. I do have the bad guys dying, so that's good. But alright, let's have us firing the laser off. And let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So starting at 15, I'm doing this kind of in reverse order from what I've done before. 15, 15, 15. 8 is shooting, so 8 and 15. 8 and 15, 8 and 15. If action equals 8, then temp A equals 15 plus integer ani. Alright, got that in there. We need a button for attacking. I'm going to use the space bar, I think. So, alright, that's the timer. Let me save the video.